Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Solo Diaries. Or if you are new here, then this is a series which I created at the very beginning of the year, documenting my life week by week, talking about realizations that I've had, things that have been going on, and just my general life. And it's like a little FaceTime catch up with my bestie. But the main reason why I started this series was to document and see at the end of the year, basically how each week had looked this whole year. So yeah, if you're not subscribed already, I'd be super grateful if you could like, comment and subscribe. And with that said, let's get into this video. So this week's Solo Diaries, it has been a crazy time. So I went to the island of Koh Chang, and like I think I said in my last video, I don't know what it is about this island, but this is going to stay with me for life. I think it's the people that you meet, the scenarios that you get yourself in. Yeah, let's just say it had been a crazy time. I felt the most alive I've felt in years. Let me just say that. I actually learned how to let my hair down. I actually learned how to have fun and not be disciplined strict in every single thing that I do. Yes, I am still very disciplined, and I'm very disciplined now. I'm back in Chiang Mai, probably the most I ever have been. But my point is, you don't need to be like that 24/7. Just have fun, live your life, let your hair down. Secondly, who likes this little gym set? This is from Define. You can use code Sophia for 15% off your next order at checkout. So yeah, and of course my family being here, I'm super grateful for spending the rest of the week with them, like on the island. And then we came back to Chiang Mai. They were here for a few days. We went for dinner on our last night, which of course was very sad because, you know, it's your family are leaving again. And my mum was like, it's okay, you know, you didn't even know we were coming. And I was like, yeah, true, but it's still like sad, you know, I don't want you guys to leave. It's really nice knowing like they were just round the corner, you know, and being like, oh, I should just go do something. Like I wish I kind of had that. That's the only thing I kind of miss about the UK with my friends and family. But yeah, so that was a really nice time. And like I said before, they really helped me in so many ways, which like I can't even explain, you know, just seeing them was such a nice thing, and it helped me a lot. And like they came when I really, really needed them. So yeah, I'm super grateful for this. So it was a really nice time. And then, yeah, like I say, we came back to Chiang Mai and chilled, and now they're gone and now I'm back in it. But I am locked in. I've been meal prepping my food. I've been weighing my food because I'm on a strict cut at the minute. And I even like sat here, I'm like, okay, queen, like I feel like the cut is cutting. I feel pretty lean. One of my good friends, he said, yeah, you look like you've lost weight recently. And if that comes from him, out of all people, I was like, okay, thank you. I will take that. Secondly, I've been obsessed with these because they have a slight hint of like coconut. So I wanted to put this on here so I know like at the end of the year and be like, oh yeah, I remember when I went through a hyperfixation of those. Yeah, like they have like this, even though they're 0 calories, they're really good. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. There are a few things I do want to talk about in this video though. So I will just give like a little warning. It might be a sensitive topic for some people, like emotional abuse kind of. This was something I wasn't sure I was going to share on social media. So you'll probably see on like the title of this video, there'll be like something to do with it. Because I feel like it is really important for me to talk about now I have come to this realization in case other people are going through it, or to look out for the warning signs. Now, obviously, like my life can be quite private, but if you watch my YouTube videos, I ended up doing a lot a couple of months ago and traveling with somebody and like spent a lot of time with someone. And you know, I am currently single and I plan on staying single for a while. Because unfortunately, this person, I'm not going to like say any names, and I don't want anybody to think like I'm trying to talk bad because I'm really not, but there was a lot. And like the more time that passes and the more further away from the situation I am, the more I realize how bad it actually was. And like how I let myself go through that. So like, first of all, if you live by yourself, like never ever allow somebody to enter your home and take your space. And this was something naively I did, but because I think it's my first time like living on my own, I didn't really think much of it. But somebody who've met like a month coming and staying with you for a long period of time, is a very big thing, which, yeah, I think somebody should consider that. I didn't really see the red flags with this, because obviously I'd been in a long relationship prior. So yeah, and anyway, long story short, this person would do subtle things to upset me, but they said their intentions were good. And there were many things they did that really hurt me, like mentally. Of course, they never hurt me physically, but it was more the mental side of things. Now, it would be like subtle name calling, subtle insults disguised as jokes, controlling, manipulative, narcissistic behavior. And it feels weird to talk about this on here, because, like I say, I'm not trying to like slander anybody. But if you are somebody who's going through this, like, please be wary and look out for the signs, because this type of behavior is not normal. Like, if you're speaking to somebody of the opposite sex and you're having a conversation and your, let's just say, significant other who you're with is seeing this and questioning it and being like, why are you talking to this person like for so long? Why are you laughing with this person? Like, that's not normal, okay? That's insecurity, and that's not good. Secondly, if somebody is making comments about what you look like, your body, any single thing, making comments about you in a negative manner, but pretending that they're jokes to cover it, that is also not normal, and that is also not good. Now, if somebody also thinks it's okay to step into your home, try and change it as much as they want, and do whatever they want, and get rid of things without even asking you first because they think that it's benefiting you, that is also not okay. And I mean, like, yeah, the list could go on, but I'm just going to name like a few small things. I even had to make a list at one point on my phone of these different behaviors which kept occurring because they were so bad. And I wasn't sure, and I was so blindsided. People were like, oh, you're being love bombed. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, genuine good person. And I think, yeah, I was being love bombed 100%. And it's crazy now to look back how much I've grown, like, already. You know, everything obviously happens to you for a reason. And, you know, this was like a huge lesson, which I'm super grateful for. So yeah, that had obviously happened. And then if somebody shouts at you and gets angry over very small things and insults you for no reason, that's a straight line abuse, okay? That's not normal. Now, the biggest thing for me, I've created this safe space in my home. Of course, I've never had a conflict in here. I've never had shouting. I don't hear shouting. I don't hear arguments and whatsoever. And I've worked very hard to build that up, because things like that would happen a lot when you're in a crowded, busy house with other people. Anyway, that's a whole other thing I don't want to talk about today. But yeah, so for me, it's a huge thing for having peace and being in the quiet. And for somebody to come in and shout at you in your own home and disrespect you is like one of the worst forms of disrespect that anybody could ever have. And if you're somebody who this, like, genuinely, if you have met a guy and he buys you flowers and he treats you and he takes you out and he's so nice to you 80% of the time, but 20% of the time he tries to control you, he makes comments about what you wear, he takes pictures of you whilst you're asleep, how can we forget this one, and disguises them as jokes and goes, oh, look how cute you look. That's wrong, in my opinion. And also, if somebody, just tries to mass control you and then they shout at you for no reason and they insult you and get angry within 1 month of knowing someone, that is not healthy. And unfortunately, relationships like this are the relationships which escalate during time. Now, I never once raised my voice in this type of relationship whatsoever, which is, for me, something I'm so proud of, because I will openly admit, when I got into my first long relationship, which ended up being around 5 years, you know, of course there were ups and downs. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, oh, I've always been like so good in relationships, you know, like the perfect girlfriend. No, I really wasn't. And that's why I'm really grateful even to my ex-boyfriend for this, because he and his family, who I was with for such a long time, genuinely changed my life, and they helped me through so much. And I'm super, super grateful for them. And they know that, you know. And yeah, so like, anyway, at the beginning of my first relationship, I was a kid. I was 17. The only type of behaviors I had ever learned was shouting in a disagreement and getting angry and things like that, which I'm really not proud of. But again, they're just behaviors that once it's all you project that and you replicate that unless you recognize it and you change it. And of course, throughout my relationship, the first long one, I had understood that, wow, this behavior which I've been showing, that is not normal and that's not okay. And of course, I changed. And that's why I'm so grateful, because he helped me and his family helped me change. So then to get kind of into, it wasn't a full relationship. It was never official. I don't really know what you would call it. It wasn't like a situationship, obviously, because everything was all good. But in that sense, I think we were exclusive to one another. Like, I don't even know where I'm going with this train of thought. Yeah, like, this was the first time, like, this was all new to me, okay? And I wasn't sure on what behaviors was okay and what wasn't. But then once these angry behaviors, it reminded me of when I was in the first relationship. But then this person is like 7-8 years older than me. So why are you behaving like this? It's not okay. And this was a big thing for me, again, which I realized, and I was like, okay, I cannot live like this. Like, even if I feel afraid in my own home, and like, I don't want to go back into my own home because there's someone there who doesn't respect me, doesn't respect my work, but they pretend they do, and then they make up for it by buying you gifts. That's not normal. And I remember he would be like, oh, you work so much. And I was like, yeah. And he would make jokes and be like, your work, you clearly got your priorities there. And I would be like, what do you mean? For example, saying, yeah, I work too much. Like, are you going to make time for me tonight? But you have to know, my work is my first priority. Without my job, without trying, without making videos, without spending hours editing and posting and doing this and going on social media, I would not be able to live this lifestyle that I have. And I have worked so incredibly hard to get to this point that I know exactly what it takes in order to go backwards. So I know what is necessary for me for that not to happen. Does that make sense? So for somebody to tell me you work too much after I've spent the whole day with you, saying that you want to spend time with me, you are a minority. And I'm sorry to admit that. And to pretend like, yeah, I support you with your work and I support everything that you do, but in reality, you're saying other things, your actions are showing differently. I see your true intentions. So that was another big thing saying about my work. And my work is important to me. And yeah, sometimes I might spend too much time working. Others I don't. It is all about balance, and I'm finding a balance. So yeah, this was a big thing. And like I say, if there is anybody going through this, like, please, like, reach out. There's so many different resources online. I did actually create a my face was in it, so it's not really faceless. I created a new TikTok account, right, under like random name, just to see, because I was in general limbo. I couldn't talk to some of my friends about it because I knew instantly what their reaction would be. My family, everyone around me that I had spoken to was like, you need to get out of this. This is so bad. God, if I could tell you what my brother and my dad said, that would be a whole other thing. This video wouldn't be able to be posted. And let's just say, yeah, that's a whole other thing. And basically, I made this video and it ended up going viral overnight, and it got like over 100k views, 5k comments. Every single comment, like, it was just video of me talking about the behaviors, talking about this person and saying, like, I just ended the relationship. I didn't want to end. This is why, like, what are people's thoughts on this? Every single comment said the same thing. Girl, you need to get out. This is abuse. This is emotional abuse. This is a narcissist. This is this. This is that. And it still hadn't hit me yet, and it still hadn't got to that point. And then I remember one day I was in the gym, like, and I just feel sad for myself. I was in the gym and it kind of hit me, and I was like, oh my God, like, I'm in an abusive relationship. Like, not all abuse has to be physical, but probably the next thing would be physical, because once somebody's got bored of doing these things to you, what's the next thing? They're going to take it to the next level. So I was like, oh my God. And it finally hit me. And then I did end up going back. I went back to this person stupidly. But no, I say stupidly, it wasn't, because I learned so much. So I went back and we spent a little time together before they went back to their home country. And then after they went back to their home country, we were in touch and everything was still coming to me. And one day it finally properly hit me and I was like, I've had enough. Like, wow, like I'm so much better on my own. I'm so much better in my own peace. Like, because this person doesn't match my vibe. This person doesn't match my energy. They're energy vampire, taking it away from me. This is not the type of person I want to be around. And genuinely, do you know what the biggest thing for me was? I remember there was a small incident where this person got angry at me. Like, I accidentally spilt fruit on their lower of their trouser. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't mean to do that. To me, any normal person would be like, oh, like, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. They turn around, oh, what, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you this? Are you that? Swearing, angry. And I was like, whoa, like, I didn't mean to do that. This was an accident. And then they're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, making up for it. But in the back of my mind, I thought, imagine if we had a child together one day and your child, like children do, they make messes, they do things. Are you going to turn around and shout and scream at your child because they did something wrong? No, because everybody makes mistakes. It's part of life. It's part of growing as a human. So that has stuck with me. And I was like, damn, like, I don't want my future to be with this person. And if you are watching this video, I don't want you to message me and take offense from this and being like, oh, you've badmouthed me. I haven't badmouthed anybody. I'm just speaking the truth. And you might even say, why did you feel the need to share it on social media? To help other people, because I didn't see the warning signs, unfortunately, but they were all there and outsiders did. So yeah, that is obviously that topic covered. But if anybody needs any support, you can obviously DM me on Instagram at Sophclarefit_. You know, and I can talk to you, I can help you if you need any advice. But yeah, I'm sorry that's a bit of a different thing. But as I say, I would just want to be completely real on here and talk about my life because it's important. But other than that, I'm doing really good. I'm doing so good. Obviously, there's a lot of things which do go on in my life still, which I don't share. One day I'm going to do a crazy story time video on all of these crazy story times. Trust me, like, the life that I've lived already in my 23 years is more than what someone lives in like 80 years. Like, I'm not even joking you on that. So much has gone on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. This one's quite long, but it's good. I prefer them when they're a bit longer. That sounded like a joke. It's not. Anyway, I feel like my skin is quite clear. That's another little bonus, I guess, from this week. We're feeling good. We're feeling happy. The energy is high. I have spent, though, the whole day cleaning up. Like, when I say I have not had any time for myself, what is the time? It's 8 o'clock, right? Granted, I went to bed quite late, and then I woke up late. But that's besides the point. All day, I've made my meal prep. I filmed a YouTube video. I deep cleaned my whole apartment. I've washed like all of these, every blanket I own, every bed sheet, put it back on, hoovered. Like, I've done so much that I know tonight I'm just going to sleep so good. But yeah, I hope you have an amazing week. And if you've enjoyed this video, please like, as I say, comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next episode of the Solo Diaries.